This is Educated and Empowered. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, whatever time it may be. See, it's been a minute, y'all, but I'm back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be when you are tuning in to this broadcast. I am your international award-winning author, filmmaker, empowerment specialist, and awe-inspiring coach. We are looking at equipping authors, women, and entrepreneurs with the information and inspiration they need to be their best selves. So I am Tennille M. Jackson, and I want to welcome you guys. It's been a minute. I gotta brush the dust off, right? It seems like you should be able to do this all the time, and I can pretty much talk in my sleep, but but when you're trying to do it, with a particular format, sometimes you got to dust yourself off. So as you all are coming in, whether you're coming in from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, or even Wisdom, be sure to say hello. Let me know that you are watching, so that way I can speak back to you. Also, be sure to like and share the video, and then tag anybody that you believe would benefit from watching today's broadcast. So, who would benefit from today's broadcast? Is any entrepreneur. We're talking to entrepreneurs today. I know this is aspects of authorpreneurship, but this topic is really going to benefit entrepreneurs holistically. And the topic is, and I put it wrong on Wisdom, so you guys forgive me. But today's topic: 3 benefits your network should provide. 3 benefits your network. So on Wisdom, I put 3 things, but it's 3 benefits. 3 benefits that your network should provide. So we know the show aspects of entrepreneurship. We typically are discussing some aspect of writing, publishing, marketing, or networking. So it falls under that title or this show because that's what we are talking about. We are talking about networking, or your network holistically, right? So again, be sure as you come in, please feel free to like and share. Be sure that you say hello, so that way that I'm able to speak back and ask any questions that you may have. And so I have a few 3 things that I want to go over today. 3 benefits that your network should provide. See, out here in these entrepreneurial streets, let me tell you about it. I done been out here for a little over a decade. And so when you are out in as an entrepreneur, you kind of figure out very quickly whether or not this is something that you are built to do, right? A lot of times we look at entrepreneurship holistically and we see the glorified aspects of it. You hear people talking about being their own boss. You hear people talking about, not having to work for other people, being able to walk in their purpose and execute their passion. And so sometimes when you hear that and only that, then it could potentially mislead you to thinking that this is something that's easy to do and that everybody can do it. But let me tell you, being an entrepreneur is a calling, and I'm actually actually working on an ebook about that. What kind of entrepreneur are you? But understand that regardless of what you are, whether you are, a business owner, whether you are an author, a filmmaker, an artist, so like a singer, or an actual artist, like a painter or something like that, when you are doing this thing yourself, if you're in your own on your own in terms of doing business, your community matters. The people that you have around you matter. A lot of times, we look on social media and we always feel like that the only type of people that matter are your followers, right? And trust me, understand that followers do have a place. So all of you who are tuned in to me, again, regardless of whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok ain't even tuned in, but Twitter, YouTube, however you're listening to me, watching me today, you matter. I appreciate that. But understand that you need more than just people who follow you to be able to sustain as an entrepreneur. Every type of all of the types of people, community that you have, they all matter, they all do something. And so today, this is kind of what I want to go into, are the benefits that come with, or the benefits that your network should provide. So regardless of how you define network, right? So some people will look at your network solely as your supporters. So again, if you sell a product or service, some people look at their network as their customers and their clients, their fan base, right? That's some people's idea of network. Some people look at network as being, your co-workers, or the people that you are in alignment with, right? So that's something that some people look at. Some people look at network as your mentors. And here's the thing, there is no right or wrong. Your network is all of that. It is a combination of all. There is no either or, it's both. And y'all know, in many things that I do in my life, I believe in the concept of both and, not either or, both and. And when we're talking about your network is a culmination of all of them, right? A culmination and a combination of all of them. It is all of the above. So when we're talking about network, yes, you should have a group of supporters, like-minded individuals who think like you, who can help to pour into you. You should have supporters who purchase your products or services. You should have mentors, all of that type of stuff, right? So let's just jump into it real quick. And again, if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. For those of you who are listening on Wisdom, feel free to throw your question in the back office, in that inbox, and I will definitely read it. As you all are coming in, say hello, let me know. If you are entrepreneurs, put a one. If you are an entrepreneur, when you are watching this again, whether you're watching it live on the replay, if you are an entrepreneur, put a one in the comments, because that's going to help me to kind of know who it is that I'm talking to, and making sure that I'm talking to the right people, right? So, and if you guys, those of you who are on a visual platform, you should be able to see my shirt, Artists Promoting Success. I have a heart for the arts. That merchandise, this is a part of our merchandise that we have. We have this shirt in both black and white. And so if you are interested in that, I will put a link to the store where you can purchase your own t-shirt as well. So we have a lot of different merchandise and everything. So again, right before I jump into it, happy March to everybody. This is Women's History Month. So to my phenomenal women, happy Women's History Month to you. But again, most of you who know me know that I don't take specific time just to acknowledge one particular month, because women are always awesome. I mean, I might be a little biased, but women are always awesome. So even beyond the month of March. So let's jump into it. So for those of you who are entrepreneurs, you're putting one in the comment section. Those of you who struggle in business, put two in the comment section. So entrepreneur one, struggle with business is two. So one or two is what I should be seeing in the comment section at this point. So now let's go. Let's do this. Here is one of the things we're talking about, the three benefits that your network should provide. and what I put on Facebook and these platforms. So I said, if they don't, so I'm going to name you three. If they don't provide any, some or any or all of this, then you might want to reevaluate whether or not this should be your network, okay? Because we don't want to keep on wasting time as you are trying to build. You want to make sure that you have the right type of people around you, right? Make sure that you have the right people around you. Everybody that says that they're for you are not necessarily for you. And so you need to know that early on who it is that's actually for you. So let's get to it. So one benefit, the first benefit we're going to talk about, and again, these benefits are in no particular order, but the first benefit that your network should provide, they should provide some type of feedback, right? So this feedback could be whether you're talking about fellow members. So if you are an author, the feedback can come from fellow authors. If you are a singer, the feedback can come from fellow singers or fellow musicians, people that's in that same industry, right? If you are a small business owner, so you can get feedback from people who are doing the exact same thing that you do. So that, let's say, if you are in the creation stage, you're trying to figure out what it is you're going to do. So whether you're writing that book and you're trying to figure out how you should sell the book, who you should market the book to, so that those beginning stages, you're thinking about the song and you're in that creativity process of it. Like when you're looking at feedback, you want to have people who are not just yes people. I know for ego's sake, many people want to always hear somebody flattering them and telling them how wonderful you are and, keeping you puffed up and all of that. But when we're talking about actual business, you want to be around some people who can give you some constructive criticism. You don't want to just be thinking that you are doing everything and you so wonderful, but then when it actually hits, cricket, cricket. Cricket, cricket, you find out that you're the only one that thought you were that great, right? Like, so you don't want, so yes, you do want people. When we think supportive, we always think supportive means just affirmative, like just fluffy remarks and, oh, you're wonderful and great. No, but what feedback is, the type of feedback that you're going to need to succeed, you're going to need for people to tell you when your ideas suck. You're going to need for people to tell you when, you're kind of off the mark, you're missing it. This ain't it. I know you might think that that book title is everything, but girl, no, it's not. I know you think that that course is it, or that chorus is good, or that vamp and revamp. Go back and rethink it. You need people who are going to be straight shooters with you, because at the end of the day, again, if this is your network, these are people that you trust. These are people whose opinion matters to you. You should then listen to them and take it into consideration. I'm not always saying that everybody is right, because at the end of the day, everybody does not have the same vision that you have. That is absolutely true. But at the same point, it is something to be said about listening to the opinions of others, to see again what they say. Like if it resonates, then you take it. If not, it's like fish, you eat what you can eat and spit out the bones. So everybody that has something to say, we do know that opinions is like what they say, opinions is like buttholes, right? Everybody has one. So just because somebody gives you their opinion, it doesn't mean that you have to always take it, but you should at least listen to it. You should see if there is something to what's being said. But if you just have people that's in your circle, and again, that's what I'm saying when I'm saying your network. If the people that are surrounding you, if all they're doing is telling you that everything that you're doing is just super duper wonderful, you're great, nobody is better than you, and nobody is giving you constructive feedback, nobody is telling you things that you could do to be better, that's a problem. And even with your so when we say feedback, it doesn't necessarily just have to be amongst your fellow authors or entrepreneurs or whatever, right? The same people that's horizontally equal to you. But even you're looking for feedback from your clients, your customers, right? Like a lot of times we talk about this and the way that we word it. Hello, Miss Tanya. The way that we word it when we get feedback from customers and clients, we either call them testimonials or reviews, right? And so a lot of times, here's the thing that we have to realize is that when we're talking about reviews again, does it is it always 100% true? No. There are a lot of times when you might get a disgruntled customer, it was a bad day for them, a bad day for you, or they didn't understand what it was you were trying to do. So no, it's impossible, and especially if you have more than one or two clients, it's clients, customers, whatever, it's hard to cater to each individual person. So the fact of the matter is that you cannot please everybody. That's true. But my mother would always say, everybody ain't telling the same lie. So if you got 100 people that gave you, out of 100 people, 98 people gave you a negative review, then you may want to say, let me look into this, especially if everybody is giving the same reason, right? So if everybody is saying that whatever it was bad, and they're all saying the reason why it was bad. So if you're providing bad customer service across the board, then you may want to stop and rethink, how am I dealing with people? If you're in the food industry and if everybody's saying that the dish is nasty, then you may want to take another look at your ingredients, at that recipe, right? If you made a song and it don't connect with nobody, then you may want to go back and look at the lyrics, listen to the music. Like, so that's the whole point. When you are when whatever your business is, if the purpose of it is to interact with the public, then it's hard to say that public opinion don't matter, because their opinion definitely matters, right? That feedback matters because it helps to shape you, it helps to mold you into being and building what it is that hopefully will resonate with whoever your target market is. And so you want to make sure that you are looking for feedback from whoever it is that you are interacting with. So like, even as a podcaster, right? Like right now, I got my podcaster hat on. So it matters whether or not people are interacting. It matters whether or not people like what it is that you're saying. Are they tuning in? And so sometimes, what that can look like is if they're giving you stars, which by the way, if you're on Facebook, you can send some stars my way if you like what it is that I'm saying. And so like, whether it's giving you stars, whether it is hearting your stuff, whether it is sharing your content, whether it is subscribing to your channel, like when you are not getting that, and if that's what you're looking for, okay, so again, if that's what you're looking for, then you need to be able to say, okay, what am I doing wrong, or what could I be doing better? So that's the first thing, guys. So we are talking about 3 benefits that your network should provide, or if you want to say 3 things that your network should be able to give you, however you want to look at it. So if your network, if the people that you call your people, your circle, your group, your whatever, if your network is not giving you honest, constructive feedback, first you need to maybe ask yourself, have you put it out there? Have you said, because that could be a thing too. Do they feel comfortable giving constructive feedback? Have you set an atmosphere where they know that it is okay to give me constructive feedback? Have you let your people know, when I launch this, when I release this, when I premiere this, when this debuts, I really want your feedback. Because if you're not, a lot of times, if you have positioned yourself to be a person that snaps at people, or you holler at them if they try to give you feedback, for many people only take a time or two, and you snap at me once or twice, then don't worry about it, you can figure it out on your own, right? So you have to make sure that you are asking for that feedback. But provided that you are asking for that feedback, you have said to them that this is something that you would like, that you value, it would mean something to me if you guys gave me feedback. And if nobody ever gives you feedback, and then this is what makes it worse, they won't say it to you, but then they'll go on social media and they'll talk about you. They'll put up negative posts. They'll make fun of you. They'll talk about you behind your back, or, start getting some discourse on behind closed doors. Then you have to ask yourself, is this network really my network? Is this really the people? Are these the people that I need to be surrounding myself with, right? So, number two, your network should provide support. So when I talk about support, now I mean encouragement, right? So when you are in this whole entrepreneurial walk, and again, I don't care if it's as an author, a filmmaker, a singer, a small business owner, like when you are out in these entrepreneurial streets, baby, you need somebody along the way that's going to be able to lift your head up. I saw a little meme or video, whatever, where it was some college, I think it's some college kids or maybe high school kids. They were two young boys, they're on the court, their team is playing, and the boy shoots, he misses, and he hangs his head down, and his teammate comes and picks his head back up. In other words, dust it off. Come on, we got this. You might have missed that time, but you ain't got a reason to hold your head down. You are going to need some encouragement, some support, some motivation. You're gonna need that along the way, because trust me, it's gonna come a time, whether it's when you first started out or somewhere along your journey, like that, you're gonna get crickets. You're gonna drop something, and when I say drop something, I mean put it out. So whether it's you are releasing that song, you're launching that book, you're opening your business, and you're thinking that all of these people gonna show up, and they don't. You're thinking because on social media you put a post out there that said, hey, I'm opening my new business, and because you got 300 people to like it, you thought that meant that now 300 people are gonna come, and then everybody and mama got a reason why they not gonna show up. That might make you feel some type of way if you are not secure, right? It might make you feel some type of way if you're leaning and dependent on everybody else to push you through. But that's how come it's important to have that support system, and that support system could legit be a team of one. I shared this story before and I'll share it again. I will never forget, and this was over 12, 13 years ago, okay? And it's still this near and dear to me. So when I was first coming out as an author, didn't know nothing. I say it all the time. I didn't have a me. So I didn't know to have a mentor, didn't know who to look to, didn't know nothing about this whole literary world or whatever. So all I knew was that my first book was a national award winning book. And I knew that this event was going to be held in Texas. And so I ended up buying like 300 books, because we were doing two events in Texas. We were doing one in Dallas and one in Houston. So I ended up buying 300 books because, again, I'm brand new. I'm talking about brand new. This is probably literally my first event after having published the book. I ain't did no marketing. I didn't know what marketing was. I am greener than everything, okay? Greener than everything. And so, when we get to this event, I'm just thinking, because the event have been promoted as saying, hey, it's going to be X amount of people in attendance. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and let me get 300 books, because I want to be ready. Now, today is time, y'all. See me, her out. No, ain't nowhere in the world. You about to push 300 books in 2 days. It's not gonna happen. Like, you ain't there all day. And I think it's like maybe a 6-hour event. Each day was like maybe 6 hours or something. So knowing what I know now, now I know that's totally unrealistic, right? And especially when there was no marketing done. And I'm not from Texas. So it's not even like I knew a whole lot of people. I had never been to Texas before. So it's not like I knew a whole lot of people from Texas. I ain't got no type of supporter, no fan base, no nothing in Texas. Just barely really got a fan base in Chicago. I just came out. I literally just came out. So I'm not in my home court, right? So I ain't got home court advantage. I'm going somewhere basically on the merit that somebody else is going to provide all of these attendees. if you done been in this world for, when I say this world, I mean this literary world. If you done been in this industry for half a second, you know that they tell you nobody can guarantee attendance. So they may have indeed sold the amount of tickets that they said they sold, but let's just suffice it to say that the amount of people that was promised did not actually come. And so after, I think the first day, I sold book, one book, and we only there for the weekend, and I done bought 300. And so the point that I'm making is, I remember my husband saying to me, he said, look, because I'm beating myself up and I'm like, because what's wrong with me? And da, 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 da. That whole "woe is me" thing, ain't nobody got time for it now. But again, I'm telling y'all, the 12, 13 year ago, Tennille. And so, he's like, here's the thing. He said, if you never sell any books, nobody can take away the fact that you are an author. And beyond that, you already are an award winning author. Like, the content, the quality of your book resonated with these people to the point that you won this award. So that has nothing to do with the actual number of books that you sell. Whether if you don't sell now another book, it does not erase what you have done. That's support, y'all. That's support. And this is what I'm saying. Like, when you are out in these entrepreneurial streets, you are going to have people like trying to blow you up and make you feel like you all this and that, until it gets time to actually, put up or shut up. So now, when you told me I can call you anytime, so now I call you and I got to hear all of these different excuses. And let me tell you this, what I've also learned, like, I've learned never to take business personally, because at the end of the day, if you are an entrepreneur and all of your people are entrepreneurs, understand that everybody is trying to come up, everybody trying to get their own business going. So people are not going to always be able to come to your stuff because they got their own stuff going on. So that also kind of helps you to know the type of fan base or supporters that you need to have. Like, it's good for authors to know other authors, but it's bad for authors to think that other authors are their ideal target. Why? Because if I'm an author, that means I'm writing books. So we basically just trading each other's books. And I'm not saying I haven't done that before. I'm not saying that what it is, the words that other authors have to say are not compelling. But I'm saying I cannot expect for another author to be buying my books when they got their own books that they're trying to sell. You see what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to move according to what it is that you're trying to do. But you are going to need support, because just as sure as I sit here, there's going to be a time that you do an event that people don't show up. It's going to be a time that you write a book that people don't buy it like you thought that they would. You drop a song and it's not downloaded the way that you thought that it would. And that's whether you promote or not. That's whether you market or not, right? So that's why one of the things I teach is about having realistic expectations, so then that way you're not hurt unnecessarily. But the fact of the matter, and then it don't even have to be all that. You could be done did all that, and you experience the level of success at that particular time that you want to experience. But again, if you're doing this lifelong, then it might come to a point where you get brain freeze. So you making your money off of writing books, but you get a brain freeze that you can't overcome, so you can't drop no book. You need that support. You need that encouragement. You ain't been to the studio in a minute, and once you get back in, maybe you got laryngitis or whatever. You need that support. You need that person telling you, you know what, you're still good. We still love you, blah, 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 right? So you are going to need people who are able to encourage you along the way. So again, for those who are just now tuning in, I'm just about done. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in, regardless of what platform that you are watching from. And I do ask that everybody, please do me a favor. If you are not already following, this is my educated and empowered page. So again, I told y'all we're revamping some things. So basically, we got two sides. We got the business side and the personal side. So I will start sending out newsletters tomorrow. Y'all been trying to get these newsletters out for the longest, but the first official educated and empowered newsletter is going out tomorrow. So when you are under the educated and empowered umbrella, again, Our mission is to equip authors, women, and entrepreneurs with the information and inspiration to be their best selves. So that includes our aspects of entrepreneurship podcast, the Total Woman Experience podcast, the Bread Builders podcast. So when you see those podcasts, all of those things will simply be streaming from Educated and Empowered. I am basically merging all of the different platforms that I had, where I had an APS International here, there, wherever. You're basically, if you're following me, you're either following me at Educated and Empowered for the business stuff, or my name is Tennille for the personal stuff. So whenever you see me live under my name is Tennille, that's me and all of the things I'm doing as either author, filmmaker, speaker, coach, singer, or podcaster. Okay. So that way you know the difference between the two. So if you are on Instagram, please go to Educated and Empowered. Same thing with Facebook, Educated and Empowered. YouTube, subscribe to that channel. And I just started a TikTok page, Educated and Empowered. So I need you guys on Facebook. There's a fan page, not fan page, I'm sorry, a business page. So make sure to follow that business page, because I will go live when I'm live on Facebook. I will go live from my profile page. However, I am going to delete it from my profile page, and the live will only be available from my business page. Okay, so again, you kind of gotta, you live and you learn, you move it and you go. So if you guys have just come on, again, feel free to put ones in the comments if you are entrepreneurs, put twos in the comments if you have been struggling with business. So ones if you're entrepreneurs, twos if you have been struggling with business. I've been talking about three benefits that your network should provide. The first one I talked about was feedback. The second one I just gave is support. The third one is resources. Okay. So, like, if you have a network, and when we say resources, understand what resources mean. A lot of times people just look at resources as being money. Resources are not just it's not only, again, remember I tell y'all a lot of times when I'm talking, it's always going to be both and, or it will typically be both and. So resources are not just limited to money. Yeah, you know, it would be great to have some donors in your Rolodex. It would be great to have some people that, you know, when you got an event, you dropping a book, you coming out with something that you can call these people, and you know that you can count on those funds to be there. But guess what? You need, for your support system, your network, you need them to have not just financial resources, but also like people, connections, right? So, like, if you're doing something, do you know this person? Do you know somebody who does blah, blah, blah? Like, it would be great for your people to be able to willingly refer you. And I don't necessarily just mean business, right? So I don't just mean giving it for free, because a lot of times, unfortunately, in this entrepreneurial business, people feel like everything's supposed to be free. It don't work that way. So I'm not saying that your network should be able to provide you free resources, but you would like for them to be able to at least tell you, oh, you trying to do this? I know somebody, right? You want to know somebody that you can connect people to. I just had a friend of mine on Facebook. A quick shout out to Deanne Matthews. I had not been on Facebook all day, and then maybe about an hour or so ago, I opened up my page. I come on the app and I see that she had tagged me. And hey, Miss Rochelle, Deanne had tagged me, and she basically had publicly thanked me because she was saying, she was thanking me for the connection that I made between her and a friend of mine, Cyrus Webb. And see, here's the thing: a lot of times we feel like that, okay, well, I'm only going to connect you if I'm getting something out of it, right? Or I'm also, if I'm finna get $1 out of it, or if you give me something back. No, you should be able to bring something to the table. Like, I don't even want to be connected to people if I can't help and if they can't help. Like, it should be a mutually beneficial relationship. And understand, what I give may not be what I need, and vice versa. What they need might not be what I need or what I give. So, like, it might be somebody I'm connected to, and maybe I cannot, physically attend their event, but I can buy a ticket for somebody else. I do that all the time. Like, like because of my schedule, I don't always have a lot of availability. But what I'm gonna do, I'm either gonna tell other people about it, I'm gonna promote it on my wall, I'm gonna buy a ticket for it. Like I'm going to find a way to support, to give resources, right? So again, your network should be able to help you in some regard. So if I say I'm a part of your team, if I say we are together, then that means that you should be able to see or feel or be influenced and impacted by my presence, right? So if we are connected, then that means either I done supported you in some type of way. Either I done gave you some type of financial help. Maybe I done connected you with somebody that I know. So you needed a person that does this or that or the third. And that's how come, like as an entrepreneur, you really have to networking is a big thing. You want to know people beyond just the people that's in your industry. Because again, I say if you are an author, you don't want to just know authors because all authors ain't finna buy your books. You need to know some readers too, right? If you're a filmmaker, you don't want to just know other filmmakers because they need the same thing that you need, but you need to know, you need to have some cast and crew. You need to know some producers. You need to know, you see what I'm trying to say? You got to mix up the type of people that you need and the type of people that you hang around because, A, you don't ever know who you gonna need, but then you don't ever know who somebody else that you know may need. And the thing about it is people appreciate when you're able to add to them. Like when you're able, hey, missionary, when you are able to connect people genuinely and not I'm looking for a finder's fee, but because you say, hey, do you know somebody that blah blah blah, and then you're able to say, hey, yeah, let me do this virtual introduction. You don't know how that may turn around and end up benefiting you. Maybe you get a direct benefit out of that, maybe you don't. But my mother would also say it's just good to be good. You don't always have to look for payment just to be kind to people. Like that type of stuff, it comes back to you, and it always comes back when you need it most. And so again, make sure that you have some type of resources or that your network. So also, and this ain't a part of it directly, but it is indirectly, like don't expect to get more than you're able to give. Can I say that again? Don't expect to get more than what you're able to give. The Bible says it's better and it's more blessed to give than to receive, right? And so, and you might say, well, I ain't no Christian, this don't pertain to me. Okay, well, regardless of what you call it, it's better to put out because it's going to come back to you, right? It's not right for you to expect for people to sow 50 times into you and you ain't going to sow not even one time. You want for everybody to come to your stuff, but every time somebody else got stuff you booked, no. And again, I say, yes, it's only one you. Yes, you can only go so many times and be so many places at once, but it is so many different ways that you can support somebody. I just have to say that again. It's so many different ways. As an entrepreneur, let me tell you ways that you can support people that don't cost you a dime. You can go to people's pages, again, whatever social media platform they're on, and you can go and like their pages. I just said to y'all, hey, this is Educated and Empowered. For those who follow me on the visual platform, it says follow me at Educated and Empowered. So if you're on Facebook, if you are on Instagram, if you are on YouTube, you can subscribe to my Educated and Empowered channel. You can follow me at my business page on both Facebook and Instagram. Don't cost you a dime. Don't cost you a dollar. Cost you a couple seconds of your time, right? And every entrepreneur should have a social media presence, regardless of where it's at. That's a whole nother podcast for another day. But that don't cost you anything. When people put on their announcements, it costs you nothing to hit the share button. It costs you nothing to tell other people about something that you believe in, right? Maybe you don't got the money. Because again, let me tell you something. Do you understand how many powerful hitters that I'm connected to? Like all the women that's tuned in today are powerful in their own regards. Those people who are listening to me on wisdom, I know some of y'all, I don't know some of y'all, but everybody everybody that I'm connected to are doing things, right? So I can't be everywhere at a time. I don't have many people that don't do nothing. Mostly everybody I'm connected to got their own business, or they in corporate America, they doing this, that, the third. So no, I cannot physically be everywhere at once. But guess what? I can send encouraging word. I can send a text message. I can send a prayer. I can hit you in the inbox. I can let you know that you can make it. You got this. Like again, what I tell y'all: feedback, support, resources. You should be able to do at least one of them to and with and for the people you say you're connected to. Like if I don't see you, then I should be able to feel your presence. I should be able to know that you're still there. So even if, like, one of my groups is I'm glad to be a woman, and within that, when I first started, every week I was actively praying, covering the group every week. But guess what? Hey, Miss Shalonda, every week I was praying, covering the group. Life started life, and so then it became like every other week. Then it became once a month. I'm getting back to my consistency. But even in the time when I was not able to do that every week, what would these ladies say? Hey, we see you. We know what's going on. We feel you. We feel your presence. We know that if we need you, that you still have us. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not always easy to be better. And I am praying for you, Shalonda. I did see your message about the sickness that you and your daughters have had over these last 2 weeks. We are definitely keeping you in prayer. Just prayed for you yesterday morning. um but we have to make sure, we got to make sure that if we say we are connected to people, that we are showing that we are connected to people, because everybody is important, y'all. Like, ain't nobody no more important than nobody else. And so you want to make sure, look, did you pick up a phone? Did you hit somebody in the inbox? Did you text them? Hey, how you doing? I'm just reaching out. I just want you to know I'm still here. I see what you're doing, or congratulations, or you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you want to make sure that that's there and that you're being there for people. We always feel like that it got to come in the form of finances, but that is not always the case. Sometimes I just need to see your face. Sometimes being able to see your face makes me feel more comfortable, because you don't know what I'm going through, and I'm gonna transition and end it on this note. So on Friday, y'all, Friday we did the first segment. Y'all know that I'm doing my premiere for the docu-series I Survived It All, right? So I did what I thought it was planning, over planning, over planning. I still wasn't planned enough, y'all. So I get to the venue. I had brought because I had a projector, I had my USB, I had my computer, I had my phone. Matter of fact, I bought two phones. And when I get there, for whatever reason, thank God I got there early. And we were able to work out the kinks. But the point is, there were a whole lot of kinks that happened, and it took about 30 minutes to get everything worked out. But let me tell you, it made me feel so good to be able to look in the audience and see people showing up for me. So even though, no, at that moment, there was nothing that they could do physically to help, just being there was help enough. You see what I'm saying? To get people to call and say, you know what you did, oh my God, that really meant something, or I was really encouraged by it. That helped. So again, you have to be willing. And thank you so much for sending those stars, Shalonda. I appreciate you. But you have to be willing to be the support that you want as well, right? And again, understand everybody don't need the same thing. So it don't mean that you got to give $5 because I gave you $5. Sometimes somebody might just need a shoulder. I need somebody to listen to me while I vent. Can you go to this event with me? Can you send this referral? Like, there's so many different ways. And so y'all get the point. I don't want to keep on rambling, but I want for you to understand, in this day and these times that we are in, it is important in being an entrepreneur that number one, you know what you should be bringing to the table, but also number two, that you stop shortchanging yourself. And what do I mean by that? A lot of times we just let people in our circle because we just glad that somebody know our name. But what are they bringing to you? What value are they adding to you? Are they adding value or are they just taking up space? Do you see what I'm trying to say? And all of y'all, every single person, I don't care what it is that you do, every single person is valuable. But sometimes you don't present yourself that way. And because of the fact, I love that, Shalonda. Wait a minute, Shalonda said, we want you to ramble. I need it. Girl, listen, I'm just trying to tell you. Like, here's the thing. You got to understand that you are valuable. And this is probably another podcast that can go on for some more time, but you have to understand that you are valuable. And when you don't think that you're valuable, and here's one of the reasons I think that's going to be a show that I do. One of the reasons why we don't think we valuable is because of how we value ourselves. If you value yourself based upon how much money you make, and if you're not making a whole lot of money, then you erroneously believe now you're not valuable. So who would want to be around me? What can I offer somebody? And so you then lose sight of that value and you allow other people to not treat you like you deserve because of the fact that you're basing your value off of man's metrics. And that's totally, totally wrong. But if you understand that you are valuable, you're going to conduct yourself accordingly. You're not going to let people take advantage of you. You're not going to let people talk to you any kind of way, do you any kind of way, and make you feel like they doing you a favor. Like, let me tell you something. I done been around a whole lot of people in this little 12, 13 years of entrepreneurial life. Okay. Let me see. It's 13. Yeah, it's been 13, almost 14 years of being a full-time entrepreneur. It's a lot of people that I done seen go up and a lot of people that's done came back down. And I'm steadily going a little bit at a time, climbing a little bit at a time. A lot of people talk about all the different things that I do. And yes, a whole lot of people that's probably moving faster than me. They got a lot of other stuff that they able to do that I haven't been able to do yet. And this is why I always say you got to be happy with knowing who you are and who you are created to be, because it's one of the greatest tricks of the enemy to try to make you compare yourself to somebody else when you have no idea what their story is. You don't have the full context. You see a freaking picture on Facebook and you think that you know a person. You read a post and you think you know the person. And even if you knew the person, it don't mean that their path is your path, right? So you have to understand and be confident in who you are and what your purpose is. And like I say, I remember, since I brought Cyrus up, I'll bring Cyrus, but I've been knowing Cyrus well. For those of you, if you are in entrepreneurship in any regard, you need to know Cyrus Webb. He is on Facebook, he's on Instagram, but you need to know Cyrus Webb. But I've known Cyrus for at least a decade. And I remember when I first came out, and we were talking because Cyrus at that point, I'll say all he had was just his radio show, I want to say, because he's a serial entrepreneur. So he has a radio show, magazine, he has a couple Amazon channels. He does a lot in the media realm, okay? And I remember us interviewing together, and I was feeling some type of way because, again, you got to understand, I had just come out. I hadn't even launched APS yet. I had just did a couple books, was award winner with that regard. And it was making me feel a kind of way because I was looking at how much more I wanted to do. And I was looking at everything that he was doing. And I'm like, man, that's what I want to be doing. But I'm so far from that. And he was saying to me, because again, he knows that I'm married and my kids and all that stuff. So he's like, Tennille, it's not really a fair comparison. He said, because you're married with kids, you're a great wife and a great mom, and all of that takes time and effort. He said, my magazine and my radio station, these are my babies. Like, I'm not married, I don't have children, so it's not a fair comparison. And through the years, because like I said, I've been knowing him for at least a decade, and so through the years, like, he would always, whenever I did something, like, he would always congratulate, great job, and to me, I'm looking at, yeah, but you on this level. I'm on this level, And again, this is how people are. People compare, but that's not accurate, because you don't know what somebody else is going through, and it's not for you to know. Are you giving your best? Are you doing your best? When I tell y'all the types of people that I'm connected to, there are so many days when I sit here and I scratch my head, because I know it's nothing but the favor of God. Because again, when I struggle to see myself, the how I actually am perceived by others, like, I didn't understand why the type of people that was connected to me, and I'm saying this is in a good way. I got a lot of people that are connected to me, that want to be connected to me, and I'm like, me? You sure? You sure? You mean me? But it's like, because and it helps you to really understand who you are, right? And once you understand who you are, you carry yourself differently. You expect different things. You expect respect, right? It's not just about trying to fit in and do this, that, and the third for other people, but you understand the value that you have. And so I'm finna bring this down, y'all. But I want for you all to be encouraged. I want, we're just now in the third month of this year. You all have plenty of time to make a whole lot of noise. Those of y'all who need help, I offer consultations. Y'all know that I am a lit coach. So for those of y'all who trying to write your books and all of that type of stuff, then hit me up that way. And we got 4, 6, and 12-week programs. I'm a life coach, so you trying to get your life in order, I do that too. So if you're serious, y'all, and you know me, if you know me, you know me, like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you help yourself. I'll meet you halfway. I ain't going further than half. But I'm serious about doing whatever I can do to try to help get you where you're trying to go, right? Sometimes, again, you just need motivation. Sometimes you need accountability. Sometimes you need to be able to look and see, have you positioned yourself for being where you're trying to go? Or are you just over here just, wishing under false pretenses? You ain't got nothing prepared. You just want it because it's what somebody else got, or you just want it because it's where you feel like you should be, but you haven't even tried to get things together. But understand that the people that you have surrounding you, it matters. So take a moment, look at your circle, look and see, are the people that you're connected to, are they worth being connected to, right? Are they pouring into you? Are they giving you the things that you need? And are you able to give something back to them? Again, even if it's not thing for thing, are you pouring into them the way that they're pouring into you? Are they adding value to your life? Are they giving you that feedback, support, resources? Are they able to do that? If they're not able to do that, maybe you need to take another look. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But again, y'all, if y'all like this shirt, Arts Promoting Success, it says I have a heart for the arts. This shirt is available in both black and white as a base color. But you guys will be seeing and hearing me promote a lot more about the businesses that we offer. Again, educated and empowered. We are purpose um to inspire and inform authors, women, and entrepreneurs to be your best selves. And so you guys can go to the website. This is what we're doing. Like, we have personal pay subscriptions. So those of you who are just trying to figure it out on your own, maybe your money is acting funny, so you can't afford a lot, but you want to get started. $19 a month, guys. $19 a month. And whether you're author, woman, or entrepreneur, we have personal pace subscriptions. That means that you can learn at your own pace. And for that $19 a month, you receive one ebook, one course, and 4 podcast episodes that's going to be geared to helping you with achieving your goals. For those of you who are looking for community, because you get that community matters, and maybe the community that you're surrounded by ain't doing it for you, then you can join one of the organizations. For authors, we have Artists Promoting Success. For only $49 a month, you're able to join and get a community of like-minded individuals, receive weekly newsletters, monthly Zoom sessions, right? For our entrepreneurs, we have the Bread Builders, same price, same concept. And then for women, you can pay one of two prices. If you want the entire experience of I'm Glad to Be a Woman, that's $79 a month. And that's going to include access to all of our organizations. So you have I'm Glad to Be a Woman along with Wife and Wisdom, and I still, it's basically dealing with aftermath that helps survivors. So we're still, we got a name out there that's, but in either case, if you do all of them, you can get access to all of them for $49, y'all. Again, I don't want to ramble, but I want for you guys to know that this is what is going on. We have quarterly events. So if you're just trying to network, we got quarterly events. The next one that's coming up for the authors is in May. We got an empowerment convention, a 2-day empowerment convention. We have group experiences. So like if you're trying to learn how to write a book or whatever it is, and you just need other people to be around, we have that, as well as personal coaching. So it's 5 different ways, 5 different price points. So it's always something where you can get in where you fit in. And that's what I'm purposed to do. I am here to help you to get better, to get to where it is that you are trying to go. Let me see. I was supposed to be going to New York 2 weeks ago. I moved, so I canceled my trip. My friend's so mad at me. I don't understand why. Uh-oh. Okay. I got you, Shalonda. I'm going to hit you up in the inbox. Because let me tell you, if something happened and it's a legitimate thing and your friend is so mad that they not speaking to you, then we gotta start evaluating these terms that we use, right? Because friends understand that things come up. If they so mad that they can't even listen, um I'm a I'll hit you in the inbox later. But I thank everybody who tuned in. So for those who are on Wisdom, Taisha and Blake, Truly, Julie, John, Lois, Rank, Daryl, Wonderful, and Jason, thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody over here on Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Thank all of y'all. Again, please follow me at Educated and Empowered. When I come on Monday, Tuesdays, Fridays, I'm going to be telling y'all, follow me at Educated and Empowered. When it's just me talking about my stuff, follow me at My Name is Tennille. I appreciate you guys so much. And this is the final thing that I'm going to say. And I'm actually going to leave this on the this is how I'm going to end the screen. If you are looking to be a sponsor, if you want to be a sponsor, so we're talking about entrepreneurs, you have a business, you have a product, a service, and you want somebody to promote it for you, then we have sponsorship opportunities available for as little as $100. Okay, little as $100. There are also a la carte items that we offer, but just make sure that you understand you don't have to do this alone. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow live at 5 with an all new the Total Woman Experience. The Total Woman Experience is the name of our women's podcast. So please be so kind and join me live at 5. But again, here's a chance to look at our sponsorship packages if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show. Thank you guys so much.